Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your July forecast for the year of 2017. I am Kiana Mayfield from LibraLunaCenter.com, and happy birthday to all the Cancers out there. This is your season, as you are well aware, and July is all about lifting us up, preparing for the eclipse season to begin in August, as we are having 2 new moons in Leo within less of a month of each other. And for you, this is happening in your second house. But before we get to that point, July 1st, the very beginning of the month, we have Chiron stationing retrograde. And for you, this is happening in your 9th house of beliefs and perception of your world and reality, perceptions of yourself even. I feel this is heavily to do with not only perception of self, but perception of who you are, right? And in recognizing who you are, you find a level of self-love which has been missing in your life and has been creating this confusion around how you can expand who you are and how you can expand in your relationships, get to the bottom of your relationships as you have Pluto in your opposite sign. Now, from July 4th through the 5th, we have Venus entering Gemini, Mercury entering Leo, and Neptune in Pisces, forming its final quincunx over to Jupiter in Libra. And for you, this has heavily to do around perception of self and self-worth, right? What your values are, what you personally believe in, Cancer. There is the need to come to terms with a new level of self-love, a new level of what is a priority for you, what needs need to be met, right? Where are you dissatisfied in any area of your life? And you have the North Node going through your second house right now. This is all about allowing the child to run the show, right? I feel heavily for you for many, for a long time now, you have been going through this period of sacrifice. I'm feeling self-sacrifice as far as doing what's good for the all, right? You have the South Node going through your 8th house, and I'm feeling this is a sacrifice of your own perception of who you are, from your own perception of what's good for you even, right? The quelling of your fire. And it has manifested itself in the form of blockages creatively, blockages emotionally, and just feeling at odds with the world. Capricorn is going through a similar energy, but yours in particular is I'm feeling it has to do with how you communicate who you authentically are, how you communicate your values, what you need, what sets the standard of what you will accept in your life, right? And with the full moon in Capricorn in your opposite sign on July 8th, it will be in conjunction to Pluto retrograde. And I feel heavily that there is another person involved here, right? And it is in our perception, right, of self, of self-worth, where we love ourselves, is ultimately what determines how we see the other, right? And in coming to terms with what we need emotionally, we develop not only a greater sense of self-worth and love for who we are, but as well, it reflects itself in the standard, the quality, and the connection of the relationships in your life, the connection to your partner, right? And even if you are a single Cancer, right, they exist. This is coming to terms with your own patterns, right? Where you have projected your level of dissatisfaction onto the other is being resolved now. You're coming to terms with your own shadow. You're coming to terms with your own power, right? And ultimately, this culminates in an entirely new cycle of relating to people, right? Because now you're coming to terms with who you ultimately want to be, what life you ultimately want to lead. Saturn, you have Saturn going through the area of life that has to do with reality, that has to do with your health, that has to do with the day-to-day, how you are living your life, right? And there's multiple different ways you can live your life, but ultimately what it comes down to is not sacrificing your happiness for the sake of what is good for the all, right? When you lay it out on the table, it's sticking the stick in the sand, right? It is laying the groundwork for what you will ultimately create, Cancer. And on July 16th, we have the last quarter square of the moon in Aries at the top of your chart, right? Conjuncting Uranus at its highest degree, the highest degree it will come to in the year of 2017. Uranus in Aries, 28 degrees, right? Cancer. There is this deep-seated level of passion for life, for experience that you wish to culminate in your life, but it comes down to staking your claim of who you will become, right? And who you will become is determined by what you ultimately value. Coming to terms with what you desire, right? And being okay with what you desire. Being okay with what is instinctually and naturally yours, right? And it is yours because it comes from your heart. You can only build from your heart now, Cancer. You cannot detach yourself from what you feel. It's not going to work, and it's going to lead to even more dissatisfaction that ultimately you no longer wish to experience, right? Cancer, you want to ascend to a new level of your life. You want to experience all that there is to experience. And it has to do with coming to terms with what is true for you. Because what's true for you is ultimately your purpose. What you desire is ultimately yours, simply because of the fact that you do desire it. And how you confront the relationships in your life with what you desire, with who you are, with your new level of self-worth, what you value, what your priority is, right? What you feel sets the course for this new chapter. Now, We have a new moon in Leo, 0 degrees, conjuncting Mars. And it is setting us off. It is the opening of the portal into this new chapter we have been waiting for many years of our lives now. And for you, this is happening in the area of money, building, values, self-worth, self-love, and creativity, even. What you are, the substance of your soul, right? There has been a blockage to what you feel. There has been a blockage, a repression to sticking up for yourself, right? Sticking up for what you desire, what is true for you, right? What your personal sense of, where your personal sense of importance comes from, right? What you need to feel comfortable, what you need to feel loved, what you need to feel like you are contributing to your life in a sense that fills you up, right? Versus emptying you out. It's about you, Cancer. It's about the importance of self, the importance of your own heart. And in staking that claim for what you desire and what is your heart, what is your inner child, and allowing it to flow, right? Ultimately, it dissolves the blockage. Where you have been perhaps creatively blocked, now you are having an influx of creativity, an influx of light pouring in. Because now you are present. Now you are here. Versus here, there, and everywhere. You are at one with yourself. And so, Saturn will be starting to slow down, right? Saturn will be stationing direct in August, and so it will slow down as it reaches 21 degrees. And for you, where you feel held back, you cannot look for the validation on the outside, in the outside world, right? You cannot look for what you know to be true by mere analytical perception with your physical senses. You must feel into it, right? Ultimately, this sense of depth of perception by way of your feeling, your intuition, is what will set you free, is what will liberate you where you have felt stuck. And so by the end of the month, we have the first quarter square of the moon in Scorpio in your 5th house, which is squaring over to Sun and Mars in Leo in your 2nd. And we have Venus entering Cancer, your own sign. And so for you, this is all about trusting your passion. I said Scorpio. This is about trusting your passion, Cancer. This is about trusting where your heart pulls you. This is about trusting in your own instincts. This is about recognizing that self-love is mirrored, right? Where we love ourselves is ultimately what we will experience in the world, and is ultimately setting the tone for what we will create in our future. And the pursuit of a new level of passion in your life, of the fire that has been building up, that has never really left, right? The trusting in this fire, the trusting that the fire leads you to your greatness, that it leads you to yourself, that it leads you to your soul, is what sets you free. And so I hope you all have a wonderful month, Cancer. This is a stepping stone for you. And I feel that as long as you trust in your own voice, I'm feeling, especially because Mercury also will be moving into Virgo for you in your 3rd house. And you need to speak up. You need to speak up about what you feel. You need to speak up about what is true for you, right? So that this new level, this new sense of self, this new sense of love for oneself can cultivate in the outside world for you. It's only through speaking it that we find what we've been looking for, right? So I hope you have a wonderful July, Cancer, and I'll see you all next month.